Hereford manager Peter Beadle. Must be delighted to have got through, but Brockton didn't have to make that tough for you, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. We're pleased we got through. I think we did enough to get the game done, to get it won. But yeah, they made it difficult. It was refreshing for a team to come and try something different, and they did, and it nearly worked, because I thought they were excellent first half especially. We were, I suppose you could say, fortunate, if you like, with a goal from a set piece from the corner and then a penalty and the rebound. So, but it's job done, and we're in the next round, and that's what we started out with at the beginning of the day, was to be in the next round. Yeah,
take you back to the beginning. I thought Brockton used the conditions to good effect.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy day to play today. As I'm sure people will tell that. You see some of the kicks coming out, and they weren't reaching particularly far, and it was blustery, and the pitch has been magnificent, and it still is today, but it's a bit greasier. But yeah, they did. I thought the way they played was good. They came with a game plan, and they tried to put it into effect, and to a degree it worked, I suppose, for spells, because we weren't quite as fluent as we have been, and but we've been like that for a few weeks now. I feel we've not been quite at the races, almost like we've only been in third gear. We were again today, but we've got through, and that's the most important thing.
You made a couple of changes, and you brought the goalkeeper in himself for his home debut. How did you think he played today?
Yeah, well, clean sheet. So clean sheet. He did exactly what he says on the tin. Why he's come here. He's got great experience, and he talks well and organises well. And obviously, ideally, last week would have been the perfect game to get him involved in to start with. Because obviously it was a lesser game, if you like. One that's still important, but a lesser one. But I think he looked a bit nervous. That's understandable. His first game, his debut, it's a massive game in the Vase, so it was understandable he was going to be a bit nervous. But I thought he got into the game great and clean sheet, and I'm sure he'll get better and better the more games he plays. But I thought done a good job, and hands look good, and he's tipped a couple over and took a couple of punches. So, like I said, I'm sure he'll be pleased with his day's work.
But it is all about competition for place there.
Of course it is. Of course, it's the same for everybody. Mike Simmons could have, quite easily could have banged on my door and, well, why am I not playing? As Harvey could well do. But I'd like to think they see the bigger picture, and it's going to take a squad effort. And Harvey's played an awful lot of games and done exceptionally well. And as I said to him today, this is not a punishment. This is a chance for me to get him in and play. He couldn't play last week, so you get a game today. And I've got two very good keepers at the club. The tough job I've got is keeping them both happy. So, but that's part and parcel of it.
How big can the squad grow in terms of numbers? Because I think Nathan Hughes has gone out on loan, so there's a big change there.
And Nathan was here today, and basically with Nathan, he hasn't gone on loan, obviously, because he can do dual register. If we need him, he'll play for us, simple as. So, but it's also important. He's a young man, and he needs games. It's no good him sitting on the bench every week, so he needs to play games, as they all want to play games. So he needs to play games. Yes, we are looking for one more addition now that Summers has gone. We are looking to bring in another defender possibly, because I think it's important that we have another defender, more of a central defender. We know Joel could play there, and we know Jimmy could play there, but also we've had a week last week where all three of them were injured at the same time. So we do need another defender, and we'll look and wait and see what happens. And if the right one comes available, then we'll try and do something about it if we can.
I was impressed by Sadiq Grant when he came on, especially today, because he gave Hereford, I thought, something different today.
Yeah, Sid's a centre midfield player, and you can see why. He's got great energy and a great change of pace. Very industrious with the ball when he gets it. But he's only a young man, and he's learning his trade. Certainly at this level of football, because they've played college football and university football, but they've not played senior football, and it shows at times. And he's been extremely patient. But I thought he did exceptionally well when he came on today, and another day might have had a goal as well to go with it. But yeah, he's done great. He's been patient, and he's had a go today.
What does it mean for you to get through in the FA Vase today?
Well, it means an awful lot, because it means we keep winning, which is great. We've kept another clean sheet, which is great. It all adds to the momentum that we're trying to build at the moment. And we said before that this is a very important competition for us. Because at the end of the day, the final is played at the National Stadium, and every player has got ambitions, and every coach and man has got ambitions of being involved in a game at the National Stadium. So it's vitally important for us, and we've had a good test today. And I've spoken to them afterwards and just said to them that we've got to learn to manage games better. And I think sometimes we're a little bit too eager to get that final pass in instead of actually making a few more passes. And certainly over recent weeks, we've not been, for me, as dominant in possession of games. We've tried too quickly to get the ball into forward areas. So we've talked about it, and hopefully they'll get better with it next week. But we're on a fantastic run, and the biggest thing we're finding at the moment is obviously complacency, because today wasn't easy, but games recently have been, with score lines and the way we've finished the games off, come across as being easy, but they're not. All the games are tough, but we've just been very fortunate as well. So I'd like us to get back, into 4th and 5th gear soon. Maybe now's a good time with the Christmas period coming up and so many games quickly. So maybe it'll be time for us to hopefully kick on from there.
And a word for the groundsman?
He's all right. No, listen, the pitch has held up fantastically. Like I said, he does a hell of a job out here, and like I said, it's not easy, especially with the weather we have in Hereford, with the wet, and we have a lot of wet weather in Hereford. But the pitch, as you can see now, has held up fantastically, and it doesn't look too cut up, which is great. And now it's got another week to rest and recover, and I'm sure he'll be out here first thing tomorrow morning or Monday morning, and making sure it's ready for us for Boxing Day.
A quick word for the crowd, over 2,000 again today.
Yeah, you run out of superlatives to keep talking about them like we do with the team. The team have been doing great, and the fans have been fantastic. I mean, first half a bit quiet today. You could hear everything that was going on, so it was a bit quiet. But you'd like them to be more vocal from the very start. But like I said, I know they're right behind the players. I know they're right behind me. And like I said, as long as we keep winning games, it's important they don't become complacent as well. Because we want them to stay upbeat and on their toes and vocal and get behind the boys from the first minute to the last, and and keep supporting us as they are, and they've done a great job. And again, numbers again today were brilliant.
And finally, a very quick word about the Broxton player that was stretched off at the end. Any word yet from hospital?
He's not got. He's just left. They think he may have ruptured his Achilles. Someone said they heard it, but we thought it was a clash of pads. But he may have popped it. So unfortunately, that will be a long-term thing if he has done it. Hopefully, he hasn't, and it maybe a bad sprain or a twist. But he'll go off, and when we know more, I'm sure it'll be out there once it comes more public.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right.